Okay, we're live. As people come in, I'm curious to know if you will be. Let me know when you arrive. Let me see you. Love to know where you are, what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna pull it up over on YouTube as well. I don't know about you, but it's a gloomy day here in Austin, and it kind of just like sucks the fun out of it. I don't know. I mean, we're so at this time of the year, we're so used to just punishing punishing heat, and I'm yeah, it's been cool. It was almost like I was gonna go out and I was thinking about, do I need to wear pants? Like, for the first time in, I don't know, March, April, maybe? I kinda I kinda became like a sweats guy for a while, just, I mean, because when you're at home, you're not really dressing up much. When you're filming at home, you dress comfortably. I think that's the best, thing that I can do, and I feel that if I'm not dressed comfortably, I can't get any work done. And so, like, I think I've worn khakis, like, twice in the past year, and that was for a video shoot, and then I had, a suit. I got a suit, one of the only gifted collab I think I've done is a suit, and it was, like, wow, it's like I had never put on a suit before, like, well, in a few years. And now when I need a video for a suit, I have a suit because I mean, a lot of times you're dressing up and playing pretend, and, that's part of the thing is being another character, finding other clothes. I haven't had to well, the thing about UGC is that you can't really they don't like it when you show another brand. So, like, I have a Finding Nemo shirt. I can't really show that in the, in there. So I'm gonna turn off the fan. It's gonna get hot, but I think it's gonna get distracting. So I'm gonna take a peek into the see if anybody showed up. Let's see. I got a comment that some people it was going to spam for some people. So it may just be me chatting with myself for a while, which you try the thing about this is you have to try different things and see what works. And it's kind of the first time I'd done what this is called. It's a funnel. You get somebody at the top and you come in and then they funnel into your system. So I don't know if maybe some people got it, maybe some people don't. I hard to say. I think it's execution logs. It looks like it went. So hard to say really who's here and who's not. So I don't mind. I've let people know I've got plenty of time. So I I don't I don't mind. I mean, I like going live and talking to people. I've kind of evolved past being the person who's like looking at the camera. I kind of one of the things I'll talk about is how difficult it can be to be to be in front of the camera and talk to people and like so many more things like that. I'm gonna open up the link here, see where people are going. See myself. There you go. Okay. Wow, looking at yourself on YouTube is interesting. So I'll keep that open just in case somebody comes in. I'll chat over here. Oh, somebody's here. I wonder if that was me. I don't know. Hold on. Tell me where you're watching from. Okay, we'll get the conversation started at least that way as people come in. I mean, I went on early. I kind of hit the start button and was ready to go. I got some pump up music going. I listened to the Black Keys to really get things, you know, get the flow going. So, okay, I'm going to log off and see if I was the one person watching. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, one of the things about having a smaller audience as I do is that, you're not, I mean, you can't compare yourself to these big YouTubers, who are getting like thousands and millions of people logging on. I'm not at that stage yet, and I'll be there. So if it is just me going through this, it's kind of okay. I mean, there's so much into being a content creator business, and you need to think about what are the best avenues for you to get out and engage with people and connect with them. Some people are bloggers, and they're big on writing, and some people like to go live on TikTok and Instagram and all that. I kind of settled into live streaming last year. I did a few. What were they? I like Amazon. I went through the deals and told people what people were getting, like what kind of bargains there were for creators. So, oh, somebody here. Hi. Hey, how are you? He found his way. Okay. It might but it might just be you and me, and I think that's okay. Oh no, we got two. The party's ruined. I think people are coming in. So as people are coming in. Yep. Okay. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Man of many words. So the two season UGC gals. Now I can't tell either of you apart. I just think of you as like one entity. And it's yeah, like, is that your branding? You're just gonna go like it's a 2 package deal? Like, and is somebody worth more? Is anybody like, "We just want one of you?" Like, does that happen? I'd be curious to I'd be because I don't see a lot of there's only like one other, interchangeable no, there's like one, I see there's a few, there's like 2 50-year-olds, like the 50-year-old pair, and they do that, and, I mean, it's just me, so I don't have that perception of if it's yeah, I don't know. I just I mean, if it works for you 2, I mean, you seem to, you seem to get along well, your backstory, you should go on and, like, tell your story, instead of me babbling out, because I think the two-person, often couples, which we are not well, thanks for clarifying, okay, hey, no judgment here, I mean, it's just I'm not gonna assume anything, I mean, I think yeah, I mean, it's just me. My wife will kind of like she'll film and she'll maybe like do like some other things, but it's just not her thing. And that's fine. But I don't see the couple pairing a lot. I mean, it probably works for some brands where they need, I mean, you see a lot of them like we need couples to do this and so on and so forth. Are they on TikTok like us? Uh yeah, girls, drop in your TikTok uh handle so we can get, the more followers, the better. I'll probably start in like 3 minutes so we can do this. A question for all of you is how did you find UGC? Like what were you just on Instagram? Did somebody like tell you? Like how did you find UGC. I mean, it's especially interesting for older people to find it. What I see is that it's a lot of younger creators, 20s and 30s, who are kind of more plugged into the creator economy ecosystem as it was than like older people that are kind of looking for it. So yeah, I'd love to just, what how did you find it? I mean, it brings in a lot of people from all walks of life. And then, I was saying to my just flipped around and saw something BS about it. Hey, it works. No. No, I mean, I was saying with my I have a I have a personal branding coach that I meet once a week with. I've been with a program with them for a couple months to, just elevate my personal brand, and that may be why you saw me because of his advice. And, I was talking about him about, you know, how do I approach older creators? And it was thank you. No, it was we don't really do UGC for the money. It's more like you're driven for it because you want a lifestyle change. It's like you want something different because it's not a lot of like people with created like video production backgrounds kind of going in. It's a lot of moms, it's a lot of students, it's a lot of people who just wanted a different life. Julie is a good example. She had kids, and when she was looking to go to work, it was like daycare was so expensive that she would essentially be working for nothing. So there was like no, yeah, I mean, they just wouldn't be making money with the cost of daycare to go back to a job. So she found UGC and just started doing that. And like Julie's a legend. I don't know how she's made so much money. She does so well. She's doing her own course for older for moms to kind of do on balancing out. I got a 6-year-old girl to give tools to, like actual tools or like knowledge sort of stuff. So no, I mean, it's like that spending time with your kids is important. And, for me, my kids I've got a teenager and I got an 18-year-old who's like trying to get a job in electrician. He's got to go through the union. It's a whole thing. We could be here. We could be here all day. But, the good thing about it is that I don't need to hang over them necessarily, but I can be there for them. I have to bring my youngest son to we get 5 people. Sorry, I was going off. I got my youngest son. My youngest son to marching band practice, so I can do that. I don't have to really schedule around anything, and I can get off work early tomorrow. Stop work at 3:30, so I can go help out with band. I get on the bus and help out in the game. So didn't really have that flex. I did not have that flexibility years ago. I think about all the time I missed with them when they were younger and I was commuting from Austin to San Antonio, just for work, for a job I didn't like. And it was just, I think about that, like why I missed out on a lot of things due to work. And now all these other parents have freedom. So for me, it's Atlanta. Oh, I'll get on Atlanta. Um, just a lot of, yeah, just a lot of, I guess what I have to do is I have to enjoy it now. Basically, enjoy the time that I have, the ability to help people. So, okay, Atlanta. We were in Atlanta like 3 years ago, and like the aquarium is the greatest thing in the world. Like we were just stunned. You walk in that room with the big thing, and I could have sat there for hours. So yeah, so we did. I'll be brief. Yes, see, we did the aquarium, and then we did World of Coke, and then I did a Red Sox game because they were playing the Braves. And then the next day we went to the puppetry museum because I'm a huge Jim Henson fan. So to be able to be close to all of that stuff was incredible. So I'll stop talking. Okay, yeah. I would just drop in. I'll start because I want to be respectful of your time. But let me know where you're. I just love to know where you're watching from and what got you into UGC. I'm here for you. Basically, I want to give you as much information as I can about being a creator and specifically kind of looking for brand deals. So let me kind of navigate into the thing. Okay, so first of all, honestly, thank you. When you put one of these out, you don't know who's going to show up, and you just honestly want to give back something to somebody. So I completely appreciate you showing up here. And by the end of the, I hope you learn something. Hope we have fun. Just whatever nugget I can give you to, further look into why you should be doing UGC at your age. I should not get a card, people. So we talk about how to land UGC deals as an over 40 content creator, and a few steps or things we'll hit is how to find the right brands that need older creators, locate the right people to pitch to, craft a pitch that positions you as the expert, making the most of UGC Gig Platforms, and how to make brands come to you, how to make brands find you, basically. So, and please, we'll have time for questions. I'm here to answer all those things you might not want to answer on Twitter or whatnot. So I'll start with who am I? You've probably seen me, but you maybe don't know the whole story. So, I'm a dad and a husband. I've spent 12 plus years making videos for social media. I'll move my face here. So I spent 4 years as an advertising copywriter. So I've done ads. I can't move it. Oh well. I've been doing UGC full time since like February of this year. And the best job I've ever had was working the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland, which is kind of maybe how I get all this presentational stuff. Not Disney World, not Florida, but Anaheim. And this is me at Fenway Park. I'm a New Englander, a huge Red Sox fan. And if you've heard of the Savannah Bananas, they were playing at Fenway, and I had to go and help out. And it was a great weekend for me to be able to be back home, basically. So, okay. UGC turned my life around. I mean, no lie, that's the best way I can put it. And this is a picture of me and the family. We are at the Alamo Draft House, like Clue, like a Clue party. We got all the weapons and such. And this was my birthday. This was September of 2022, and 2 days after this, I'd be fired. I was at a job that I absolutely hated. I was making the same video like 6 times a week and editing to a strict template. I was told I was going to come on and be, have a lot of creative control, and they wanted new ideas and blah, blah, blah. And no, that was it. I was just kind of doing the same thing. And I rebelled against that, maybe a bit too much, to where I let things slip. I wasn't paying attention to a lot, and I just did not enjoy what I was doing. But, you needed a job. So there you go. So yeah, a few days ago after that, I was fired, and I was like, okay, I've got tons of experience. People would be lucky to have me. And, a year later, September 2023, I'd had like 3 interviews, like not even with the hiring manager, and just not a job offer. I was Ubering. Like that was the only way I was really bringing in money. I was severely depressed. The savings account was gone, and it strained the marriage, and it strained the relationship with the kids. And it was just like awful. There were times I was driving people to the airport thinking, well, I'm 50. This is all the world wants from me, is to drive people, because I could not get hired by like and on networking. And I did all the stuff that LinkedIn tells me to do, and like nothing was going on. I felt like my content career was just done, So November 2023, I found this article. Your mom should be doing UGC. I wish I had a story of how I found it. I just don't remember. But yeah, this was UGC Club. She posted this, and I was like what? I just thought all these things were like influencers, but it's like I, normal guy, can get work, and brands need older people. I was stunned that this was a thing, and, took time to investigate. And I said, okay, I think, well, this is like my only shot at getting us. I mean, the finances were so bad. It was like one thing was just, whew, okay, you're not here for therapy. That's tomorrow. So I made so I looked at what UGC was, and I made my examples. And these are the five. Two of them are for ED. This is for an energy drink or energy shot, and for editing. And I put these out on Twitter like mid January, and I just started, how you find people, hashtags and talking. And I remember having my portfolio out, and I started posting. And Monday, like, no response. Tuesday, no response. Wednesday, $100. Like, I felt like on top of the world. Like, someone wants to pay me $100 to do this. This is great. Thursday, $1,200 for 4 videos. And I was just like, I didn't have to interview. I didn't have to go through like all of that. It's just, yeah, I like your stuff. Here's this money. Please do these videos. It was like, oh, I'm like really onto something. And it hasn't stopped there. So, what I've been doing the past few months is getting brand deals. And the thing I always see people talking about is, how do I get brand deals? How do I reach out to brands? So I'm going to go through 3 different ways to get brand deals. A brand deal is just a gig with a brand. I don't know, brand deal sounds it sounds weird sometimes, or even like intimidating, but it's not. It's just an agreement to work with a brand on something. So, and the first one you're probably most commonly known is pitching. Few things about pitching. It's good because it's the direct contact and negotiation with the brand. You're not going through an agency, you're not going through somebody else, you're directly talking to the hiring person. That's powerful. And it's the most lucrative way to make money. Most of my biggest deals have been through direct contact with a brand. So, and what you can also do, you have the ability to do what's called add-ons. Like, if they want 2 hooks, you give them a third one and you charge them $25 or charge more. So it's the most lucrative way to make money. The bad part is it's targeted and time consuming. I mean, you have to do what I'm about to show you is kind of what you have to do in order to stand out. It's not cut and paste like somebody may have done on every resume they send out. so so starting out at your age, let's assume everybody here is over 40. Start by thinking, what products would someone your age use? Now, this for me was really, really different. I knew my brands and such, but having like this background as a copywriter, you had to get to know the brand a little bit before you could write about it in their voice and do commercials and stuff. So it's important to start thinking about what products somebody at your age is going to use. And so what I did is I think I went into ChatGPT and said, I'm like a older UGC creator, what industry should I look for? And it gave me, supplements, health, nutrition, like a whole bunch of ones. So I made a Google Porsches. If you get like the Porsche UGC deal, you're like on another level. Porsche. Sorry, my son's a big car fan. If he heard me say Porsche, he'd be upset. Anyway, you could try Teslas. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's done those. Try. Who knows? Hey, we got more people. Hi. I made a spreadsheet of like everybody that I thought would need a UGC creator, or brands that were for older folks, I guess. So, and then once you have your list, there are a couple ways to do it. The ones that I use, hi, Julie, how are you? Good to meet you. There'll be a replay. This will be live on YouTube for like a replay after if you want to come back and watch it. So don't worry about just coming in. So don't worry. And if you have questions, leave them for the end. So I'll answer those there. Oh, sorry. How to find who's doing UGC. Meta Ads Library and TikTok Creative Center. What you're going to do, you can't really search for them by like brand. Sorry, you can search for them by brand, but you can't go in like nutrition or health or fitness. It needs to be like brand specific. And so if you enter the name in there, it'll come up with all the ads that they've run or currently running and have run in the past like few months or something. So Meta Ads Library and ladies, is that what you use? Do you use either of the Creative Center or Meta Ads to find who's got ads? So that was off topic. So yeah, so you go in and you see if your brand is doing UGC. If you're here, you know what a UGC video. No, we should. Yes, you should. This is like the value here. Like, thank you. No, you have to. It's got everybody. I go in and I see who's doing UGC, and I'll get to that in a second. So the other thing you can do besides going into Meta Ads Library, which you need to sign up for, but they give it to anybody, is go on Instagram and just like see who scrolls by you. Meta is so smart with their data that they know you better than you know yourself, and it'll push stuff that you may be interested in your life. So with this one, Rise Superfoods just happened to come up on my feed, and I said, all right, this is UGC. He looks older, so maybe this is something to look for. So two ways you can go about this. The first one is Instagram DM, and this is just finding the brand on Instagram and writing something like this. Hi, I'm looking to connect with your marketing team. Here's my portfolio and such like that. This is don't pitch yourself in here. Ask for the contact email. Because you want to get to somebody. It may be to an actual person or like influencers at risefoods.com. They'll send you somewhere specific. So the Instagram DM is kind of the easiest way to get connected. You just need to go on and find them. But I recommend the direct contact way. This is how I got my most recent brand deal, which we'll talk about soon. But finding the direct contact is the best way to find the to get connected to the right person. So head on to LinkedIn and look up the company. So Rise Superfoods, just type that in. There you go. And then you'll get to this section here, which is it tells you all about, home, about, post, jobs. You want to go to people. And like the people you should search for have like influencer, social media, marketing, or brand growth. Brand growth is like another keyword that some people have. Now, this isn't in every company, depends on the company, but influencer, social media, brand growth are kind of like the people that are going to be most tied to UGC. I haven't found anybody that's like UGC director. So kind of influencer is the way you want to go. And so for Rise, I typed in influencer and I got, Brittany, Caitlin, the famous LinkedIn member who's been like everywhere. And these two people. So I looked at like both of these and seeing that Caitlin here has influencer marketing manager in her title, that's like the best person to go to. We're not influencers, but she's the most likely person who's heard of UGC. She may even be handling the UGC. So look for people like that to contact. And then once you've got the name, you need to go get their email. And I use Voila Norbert. This is a tool. It's paid. No, they give you like 50 free ones. So you can get a pretty good starting point. Voila Norbert. It's not, I don't have an affiliate link or sponsored. I should, but it's a search engine for the brand. So you type in over here, you type in the name, and then you search for their the company, and you'll get the email. And I didn't want to like give away her email, but I did the search and it came up. It'll tell you if it's confident or not. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's not like 100% guaranteed it's going to find it, but I've found that's the best way to get an email address. There's a few others out there, but they seem to be the best one. So you got their email. What do you say to them? So you need to research the brand's content. You need to go in and look at what are they doing? What are they doing right? What are they missing? And also, what ideas do you have? Please don't start it off with, hi, I love your brand, like blah, blah, blah. Like they don't care. They want to know why you're contacting them so they can make money. It's all about money. So find a brand that you resonate with. See why you resonate them. What is it like personal that you can bring to them? And write your email to that. So I did, in my research, I thought the one that I should reach out to was Roman. They do like ED and health and a bunch of stuff. So this is my pitch that I sent to Roman. At the top here, I mentioned, I saw they were featuring Gen Z, Gen X creators, but I didn't see many dads. And here I go into kind of why you should do that. And I lift some ideas, about workout, hair loss, sexual performance, so and so. So, of course, I'm open to any ideas you may have, and you'll find my portfolio. So I did my research on them. I watched what they did and saw what they didn't have. And I sent off my email, and I got a $550 deal. So for ED, yeah, which was like super weird, to be working with a big brand. And that was January. That was just like a few weeks into my journey. So I didn't have a lot of stuff out there, but I appealed to them, and we worked together twice. So it's cool to work with them. The problem with pitching, though, is it's competitive and you need to stand out. You are not the only person pitching to these brands. There are dozens, and they're all coming in with different ways to talk about themselves. Most are probably doing the, hey, I love your brand sort of thing. So figure out how you're going to get the attention of the person who's opening it from the start. And what I did, we really needed a new litter box. So I was going to go for robot litter, but I didn't want to write any kind of email for them. So this is what I did, and I'll read it for you. Meow, 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 Robbie, meow, 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 Angel, Sam, and Mochi. And then I translated it, so I had my cat's pitch. So I'm maybe, it was like, I can do this and they're not going to like it and it's fine, or they really connect with this unique approach. And we have a litter robot. So standing out like any way possible is your best shot, I think, when it comes to pitching. So that's pitching. Thank you. LOL. Yeah, I know. See, it works. You have to stand out. You have to be unique and surprise them because they've seen it all. So that's on pitching. It did. Yeah. All right. So there's pitching, but what if there was a way to find brands that need creators now? When you're sending stuff out, you don't know what they're in the mood for. How can you find brands that need people now? and these are the UGC job boards. We kind of throw around like job boards, platforms, agencies. Sometimes they can all mesh together, but for this purpose, we'll call them UGC job boards. Yeah. So these are essentially what they are: boards where you go and apply for jobs. If you're beginning, if you're just starting out, the two that you should try are Join Brands and Billow. These are, they have a lot of stuff, but they're usually like low paid or gifted. Gifted is when they give you the item and you do the video for free. If you're starting out, I think these are the best ways for you to go, because you're getting actual work and you're practicing how to communicate with the brand, how to write an email, how to do on and so forth. You know, I put out a video today about like, how are you going to make 10K in your first month? And you won't. It's just that like people are always talking about that. And you're not going to make 10K in your first month. What you need to be focusing on is making videos that people react to and will get you bigger jobs. So these two are your most likely places to get brand deals. And basically it's, you know, they're like this, just a bunch of different postings. It tells you what they need, how much money it is, what the deliverables are. Like some of these are, they just need some of them you'll see they only need like photos or blog. So it's going to tell you what you need when you look at those. And this is a lot like, I think, looking for like an actual job. You can put in a ton of effort, or you can just like phone it in on the application. And, you know, this is one I did for Ecotech. They make little plastic holders for Funko Pops. And, you know, my pitch was right there. I have over 50 Funko Pops. As a collector, I understand how to relate to collectors and how to protect the things they treasure. And I got that one. And that was like over $700 for a bunch of videos. And the thing is that they reimbursed me for boxed Funko Pops. Like I just take them out of the box and, you know, they're all like, see, here's Ted. They're just all out there. So I'm a big geek. But yeah, they were like, I'm like, I have all these Funkos, but I don't have ones in boxes. So yeah, just buy 3, we'll reimburse you. So I was happy about that. So these can work out really well. They can be low paying, so that's another thing to look at. But, you know, another way to get brand deals, something to ask yourself is, you know, what if there's a way for brands to find us? Like instead of us looking for them, why couldn't brands just come right to where we are? And this is where we go talk about posting on your socials. If you're going to do UGC, you need to have dedicated social platforms that are set for you to just post about your work. You know, I've got 2. I've got Robbie M. Brown, which is for Creator Later. And then I've got Robbie Makes Videos, which is solely dedicated for me getting UGC work. So I'm on LinkedIn. Sorry, I'm on over here. We've got TikTok, X, and Instagram. So it's important for you to get deals. You need to be on these platforms and have a presence and be seen. That's key to your success. You can't just be silent and just wait for brand deals to come in, because it might not happen. You just need to just be out there. So I recommend do not making a UGC specific handle. Sorry, gals, but we all have different thoughts about this, but I wouldn't do it, because just in case you want to do something else, you want to move into creative strategy or be on the agency side or something. If you take out like, you know, UGC Robbie, you kind of lose that. You're stuck with that, especially if you get like your own portfolio, like UGC Robbie, and I'd switch to something else. Too late, LOL. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, this is all. Some people are making tons of money having UGC in their name, and it works. So again, this is all my opinion, but I feel it's a good way is to just be broader about it. You know, you can do. Well, I mean, it's not tied to like UGC video gals, you know? So, I mean, I would recommend, social Robbie content, Robbie makes videos. Just it alludes to that you make content without being tied to UGC in case you want to eventually move away. And post your examples constantly. I mean constantly. Don't be afraid to, if you go on Twitter and you look up UGC examples, you just see so many people posting their examples, their work. It's such a vital part, I think, of being a creator to just go in and post your stuff. And what I do is I have a scheduling tool called Buffer. So what I do is on Sunday, I go in and I post my things for the week. You can see this here. It's Sunday through Saturday. I don't post on Saturday because people aren't looking, but I just load all my stuff at one time instead of having to. Sometimes I'll do spontaneous stuff, but I'm putting out, I think, at least 2 examples a day, usually. Like this is one and this is one. This I switched up some this week because I was kind of not working. I didn't want to be like completely flooded. But I think loading up your schedule, loading up your things like that is the best way to get your stuff out there. And so it'll be constant. But in addition to posting your examples, you need to work on personal branding. Now, personal branding basically is like, we want to see your personality. We want to see what you stand for, what you are all about, your theories, your behaviors. Like, what do you think? Automation Suite. Yes, it is. Oh, I've got a whole automation is life-changing. So hey, I recommend anything you can do to automate your, uploading or your emails. It's such a good thing. Now I'm going to do an automation one, Julie. Okay. So what I kind of do is I've got a few different ways, over here, it's a behind the scenes. This was one I did. You may have seen where I pour like coffee on myself. Well, I filmed the shop, but I also got some behind the scenes. I heard of Make. Yeah. There's a Buffer isn't the only one. There's Buffer, Make. There's a few places that will do your automation for you. Do you ever post? Do you post more than once a few months later? I'll answer that now. Yes. Like, I mean, I have like 3 podcast ones that I can pull out. And I've got maybe like 2 dog ones, and I've got the dad one. Usually I'm going for like angles. And sometimes I repeat them every other week, because it's just going to get lost in there. I don't have a strategy for that. I just kind of feel like I know that podcasts and dogs are the ones that I post about the most, because that's what people are genuinely like looking for. Like a lot of podcast work, a lot of pets. Sometimes I'll play the dad angle. It depends. I do ones that I think are engaging or funny. Ones that I've edited, by the way. Ones that you send off to somebody cannot be quality. Enough about that. So, personal branding. Behind the scenes, this one is I did a tour of my portfolio. And another thing they'll tell you about is post your wins, like post the good comments you made or people you helped. So this one I did was like a dramatic reading of exceptional client feedback. And I treated it like it was a performance. So just getting yourself out there and getting your views out there can be really powerful. I posted this about, I just saw this ASMR video and I was just sick of it. Like I hate ASMR. Is kind of like when somebody shows you the thing and it's like, and it's just like like tapping, and I went off because I hate those. So go find the video. It's well, I mean, it got 793 views, 34 comments. I mean, people related to it. They found something on it. And when you're talking about something, that boosts you up the algorithm. So I don't know if it directly got me a job, but you just want to get noticed out there and your views will connect with people. So I just feel that personal branding is an essential part of you as a creator. If you want to be one of those guys that's I want to do faceless, I don't think you're going to make a lot of money because this is a personality driven business. You need to be able to show up because that's what it's about is you connecting with the person's enthusiasm for it. So yeah, 3 ways to pitch brands. And you know, you're going to resonate with somebody as you put all this stuff out there. Somebody will find you. Somebody will get you. It can be difficult to be rejected or ignored or whatever, but you will find your people as you put yourself out there. And somebody will be like, yes, this is the exact guy that we're looking for. It may take a while. You know, I don't get inbounds every day. Sometimes there are like a few days go by where I haven't reached out, but I'm consistent in getting out there. So out of all these, like, how often do I pitch? How often do I write to brands? You're probably like wondering that. I've been doing this for a while. Seem moderately successful. Like, how much do I pitch? Rarely. Like, pitching is not part of my strategy. And to show you, so last month I made $7,132.76, which is like, it's weird. I think I can do that. So I broke it down. I didn't want to like say how much I got because I have one brand deal and I didn't want to like go out and say how much the brand is paying me. So I'm just kind of like, hiding that one. Apologize. So I made X amount of money doing pitching, X amount of money on job platforms. I found an agency when I was looking on X, and that was like $240. Jobs posted on X, that's a big thing. You know, I made $445 on that. And then in the group of like people who found me, like inbounds, new clients, or even like past ones, you know, over $5,000. Like, that's the majority of my money is putting myself out there constantly on social media, especially X. And you know, that's my thing. That's what I stand on is like, pitching doesn't get you paid. Like, you can spend all your time pitching to somebody, but if your videos aren't good, you're not going to get hired. The reason I got that $1,200 deal my first week out was because I knew how to make good videos. I've been doing it for 12 years and I've been a copywriter, so I know what a good ad looks like. And like, all these people they're talking about like go out and find 30 brands to pitch to first. I don't believe that's the way to make money or make a lot of money, you know. So, you know, and this comes to, you know, what I had learned when I started doing UGC. I started connecting. I mean, if you don't know Elaine Munoz, she is kicking ass. She made like $80,000 in commissions on on TikTok Shop since June. Like, yeah, I can't fathom how somebody makes that much money, but she's kicking ass. But in talking to her, you know, I learned that she initially was intimidated by all this, you know, the technology, the editing, the lighting, like all of it. And, you know, in talking with more people, she is a UGC force. My gosh. I want to be her when I grow up, basically. So I mean, she's the success story. She's the one who figured all this out and made it on her own. But there are just a lot of people I learned that didn't understand the technology, the creative parts, being on camera, editing. I mean, there's so much about it that just scares away a lot of people. And, your first few months of this can be very lonely if you're not getting deals immediately. We all want to see that immediate success. But, if you're not focusing on making good content, it's not going to work. And so this is why I created the coaching program. Was I saw so many older people who didn't have those skills and they wanted, like, I mean, it's the lifestyle that we do. I mean, I don't have a boss. I can take time off. I have the freedom to help out with my kids. And if I can do this, like, anybody can. And I'm not going to be the pitched guy, but I'm going to be the guy that can help you focus on making good videos. So the program it's 4 weeks, 4 sessions, so only 4 days. And this is kind of what we walk through. This is how I frame, like, the progress you would need to be able to do good videos. The first one we're going to talk about is on-camera performance. And this is essential. And I think it starts with your mindset. Like, how do you approach being on camera? What are those things that we need to unlock that you're scared of that will help you be better on camera? And then we talk about poise and performance. We start to help you to come up with your presentation, your skill set, how you come off, like your persona, basically. I mean, we'll go over acting. Like, there's acting in UGC. Like, I have to be a dermatologist next week. I was a podiatrist a few weeks ago. So there's, like, acting involved, and, like, skits. Like, skits are great. And so there's acting involved in all of these. So how do you switch over and to do that? And the other thing to talk about is filming in public. Brands want you to be outside, like on the street. And, if you're intimidated by just being, if you're hard enough on the camera in your home, like, how do you tackle being outside? So we'll talk about that, because that's vital. Second thing is scripting. And, I'm a writer at my core, and scripting is essential, I think, for anybody to learn. And so we start off with talking about the UGC format, like how that's broken down. There's a certain way people like to structure these, and I'll talk to you about that. Research and inspiration, like where to find successful videos and how to kind of make those your own or get inspired. Like, what can you do to bring something fresh to the thing, to the brand. Hooks. Not so much about, like, this product's a game changer. Like, I'm not really going to focus on those hooks. I focus on visual hooks, because if you've seen me, like, I'd filmed something for Harry's, the shaving thing, and I was, like, in my underwear, like, outside. So I don't mind taking my clothes off for a break. So, well, you don't have to. We can talk about, like, what's a good hook. So, storytelling, I think good UGC videos are about a story. Like, I had this problem and solved it, so we'll talk about that. And also visuals. Like, early on in the scripting stage, I think, is when you put in your visuals. Like, when you start to think about what is going to be in front of the camera. I think you need to start that way before you film anything, which is the next thing. Creative camera placement. We'll talk about, how not only how you should be in frame when you film talking, but what are the different angles to get that can really add in some more dimension instead of you just kind of like straight on, or the product just kind of like in your face like this. I need to wrap up soon because my cat needs to leave. Hold on. Audio. This is essential, I think. And I think you need to do more than just use your microphone on your phone. So, and also some tips on how to make it as quiet as possible, what you should be listening to, what are good places to film, what are good not. Lighting as well, not only like natural light, but using artificial light and, kind of how to light a scene and such. So, and movement. I think either moving the camera or have something moving in frame makes people watch longer. So I'm going to let the cat out. I'm sorry. I hope the dog wasn't outside because that's a whole thing. Thank you for your patience. So no, session 4, we'll go over editing. I'll introduce you to Meow. Yeah, thanks. We'll go over CapCut. CapCut is a free software that you can use on your phone, your tablet, or your laptop. I'm a iMac guy, so I use it on here, and it's kind of like it's essential, I think, for you to use. Framing. You need to frame your shots so they fit in what's called 4x5 and 9x16 frame. We'll talk about that. So you need to basically center your stuff. Editing for pace, how to make things go faster, or trimming for time. What are the dead spots that you feel is going to go on. So we'll learn how to make the edit snappier without having to do like transitions. So VO and B-roll, those are things we'll kind of cover in scripting, but what's the best way to implement them into your edit to make your edit more powerful and relatable. And captions, we'll briefly go over those. I think there's only like 2 styles of captions you should be using. I mean, if you go in CapCut, there's like hundreds, and I think there's a few that you should use, and we'll kind of talk about that. So, I mean, yeah, you can do this for free. You can not pay me and find all of this information yourself, and I do kind of the same thing a lot. But the problem I realize is that it's unorganized. I mean, you're going through. I mean, if you favorite something, I mean, I favorite stuff on TikTok all the time, but I don't go back and watch it. Like I don't. It's not going to meet you at your level. If these tutorials can be, you could find a tutorial on making a UGC video, but if you don't know how to edit, it just gets more confusing, and it's not personalized. Just watching something on YouTube probably isn't tailored to your strengths. And I learned this when I got my personal branding coach, and he was all about the things that you are really good at are your on-camera personality and your storytelling. So my entire persona has been based on that I'm an older guy, kind of good on camera, and my storytelling. So that's what we've focused on, is I need to kind of like separate myself from all the other creative coaches out there. I'm the only one that's, I think, over 40 doing it. So, but to help you, I want to do a 48-hour discount for you to join the program. So $450. And, normally it's $750. I'm going to end that on Saturday, but thank you for showing up to this, because this is your time. You've taken your time to spend with me, and I want to reward you for that. So reach out to me if you are interested. I'm going to go in and change the thing. So yeah, $450, 4 weeks. You could make that back pretty easily after 4 weeks. If you're consistent, if you make good videos, and if you are putting yourself out there. Being found isn't, I mean, and there's not a lot of people over 40. I mean, if you were like 30, you're going to have a hard time. But if you start to position yourself as an over 40 Gen Xer, you will have a better time at getting noticed. I mean, I don't get every deal. How did the 5K month client find you? It wasn't one client. It wasn't one client. It was a bunch of things. I didn't get 5K from one client. No. I'm not that good. No, I got all the clients that found me were through Twitter, most likely. And all of that money was 5,000. Does that make sense? And if you're getting 5K deals, you need to be running the webinar. You know, I mean, like, if you think about the most I've gotten, I think for one, no, my most I'm gonna get for one video is $1,200, but it's not like a 30-second video. It's like a 4-minute video, and you can charge more for longer videos. There's a thing now where people are making like 5-minute ads. So I'm gonna do that next week. So yeah, I mean, you can make. I mean, if you're consistent, you can make $450 back pretty easily if you position. Again, it's if you have to position yourself right and get your stuff out there and be consistent, because brands aren't going to come to you necessarily. You just you have to make yourself easy to be found, and that's being consistent and chatting out there. I think the best platform to do that is on X. So yeah, reach out to me. I'm going to go change that in a little bit, but yeah. And on Saturday, time to think that you need to talk to the wife, the kid, whoever runs the show, which is my wife. So now, wow, I was worried I had, but I started early. So I want to hear, yeah, any questions that I didn't cover, anything that was confusing, or just like whatever you need to know. I mean, I'm here to get to help you. And, if there's something that wasn't covered, I definitely want to know. I mean, I covered a specific thing, kind of like brand deals. So that's very targeted. But if there's other aspects you want to know about lighting, filming, camera confidence, I'm happy to sit here and, sorry, I needed coffee. Why do you say mahalo? Are you from Hawaii? No, I'm from Massachusetts. Okay. When my parents started visiting Hawaii, they knew that was where they were going to retire. So they retired to Maui. I know. Oh, shucks. Have to go visit the family in Maui. Terrible. So I just developed a appreciation for the culture. As much as Massachusetts is, hard-nosed, look down, wicked awesome, Hawaii just spoke to me in a lot of ways. And when you're lucky enough to go, I don't know how many times I've been, under 10, but still, like, some people will have never been. It's just a culture that spoke to me in a presence and a mindset a lot. So yeah, aloha, mahalo, that's my whole thing. As you see, the Hawaiian shirts are big things. They don't live there now. They live in Orlando. So it's not as exotic, but we're going to go to Universal in November, I think. So yeah. So two different, I mean, they're big Disney fans, but I mean, yeah, wicked cool. Wicked cool. Yeah, I know. I can do the Ben Affleck, go to Dunkin' Dunks. So I could be here. I mean, any other questions? Live, no, learn. Ron, I'm going to talk to you soon so we can answer that. But if you have any other, like anything else, I mean, I couldn't have possibly covered everything. There's just like so much to this. So it's complicated. And it's, girls, do you find it? I tell people that this is a full-time job. It's like you're not working 9 to 5. You're working 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's legit hard work. And, I told people, like, the time I made, one of the times I made 7K, I was just so burnt out. Like, I was done. I had nothing. And, you can make a lot of money, but you need to be realistic about your time and your energy and all of that, because it can be 40 hours, 50 hours, depending on what you take on. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to get a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, it's consistent. I mean, I've been lucky. This week I took off to work on Creator Later, but I'm still getting emails to fund next week and the week after. So it's a lot of It's a lot of work, but I find it rewarding, because I'm using my skills. I'm getting good money. I have the time that I want to, you know. So I think we take the good and the bad with that. So okay, I think that's. I mean, you all hopefully you know how to find me. You've all have me on the social channels somehow. But honestly, like, thank you for coming. This was. I hope this was fun for you. I hope you learned something, girls. I hope you know that, like, what Meta Ads library is now, because that's a gold mine. So okay, I'm gonna go check on the dog, and then in another link I sent out there, I'm doing a one-on-one 15-minute call. So go find that, and I will end it now. Thank you. Bye, ladies. Aloha. Yep.